Okay, so the Pope speaks out against Trump, you know, and I'm willing to bait, of course, Trump and get up there and go for the presidency because I believe I'm the best in the land in America. That there's no one better at the political position than I. That's truth under God. That doesn't mean I don't have an open mind and that I listen. But I mean, that guy is certainly not the best. He's not second place because I know him and I know me because I've seen Trump. Now, you don't know me because you haven't seen me, so it'd be hard to comment, wouldn't you say? Or do you want to bloviate and be prideful and everything, Trump, and talk anyway? Who knows? But in any event, on this, I'll defend him against whatever too, because we're of both of the same mindset, and I know I have reasons for what I believe in. And those top two reasons about our national security and about the freedom of this people in Iran. And for that, he's done the right thing under God. I believe in no other thing. You know, and like I said, I do the same. I'm of the same mindset of those two good results. And I believe he is. I believe we're flawlessly matched in those two good goals, results, call them visions for the Iranian issue. Now, details minus details, because that needs to be, that's going to be different. But Pope Leo XIV sent a strong message to him saying, stop this spiral of violence in the Middle East before it becomes an irreparable mess. You know what? Me and God, and I disagree. But I'm going to give reasons for why I disagree. And if it be to change Pope's viewpoint, even Pope's, doesn't matter how many popes come forth, of my own faith and my own belief, and respectfully, but I so deeply believe that it's right and that you just don't let these things happen in Iran for the people there. And it matches with our national security, and then that puts the issue over the top because you have all of this, the good reason in the world to intervene. I know it's dangerous, unstable, and all the rest, but we'll get to the reasons. So the first ever American-born pope noted in his speech that it was happening in the Middle East, deep concern in Iran during what he called tumultuous time. Stability and peace are not achieved through mutual threats, nor through the use of weapons, which sow destruction, suffering, and death, but only through reasonable, sincere, and responsible dialogue. I do not agree with that. I do not agree that in world history, we can look at world history, that you must be of peace at all costs, that you can't ever use weapons, but only through responsible dialogue, reasonable and sincere, and the like. Let's look at World War II. You can try to talk to someone and everything about harm unto Jews, and worse, of course, unto gypsies, unto priests, my dear Pope. But I know you care about the world, and I know that you would want that to stop. We're both for peace, but it's different viewpoints. And I do not agree that you only through dialogue that you can have peace. Look at World War II. Look at the Civil War within the United States of America. Baby, we have a lot of mutual dialogue going on then. We can hold up signs all day long. We can work on farms and everything for years and be for decades and everything like this, and centuries maybe. And that's where peace can get you, because people still want to hate, beat us down, take our lives from us, enslave us, and control a free individual. And we got to choose eventually. Are we going to be free, or are we going to continue to be a slave? We've had our mutual dialogues, signs, years, decades, centuries, like the black civil rights issues with the United States of America. But stability and peace can only come through. No, it's evident. We fought, and guess what happened afterwards? Better. And guess what happened after there was a civil rights movement? And it became stronger and better. And now black people, musicians, businessmen, singers, athletes, people with goals for their lives, can now see openings and doors that weren't to him before, just decades ago. Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. times and before that, you know? How new all this is how wonderful and beautiful and grand. Because when you think about it, it's only less than, what? It's only less than 100 years, 80 years, 70 years. I mean, how much do you want to go back? Black people can't even sit in restaurants still and do things like that 70, 80 years ago and stuff like that. Well, maybe even 60, but somewhere in that range. You want to jump to a different circumstance. Okay. In defending my cause, also my patron saints, Joan of Arc, David of Israel, and then there's God in me. So this team of 4 of us, it works different sometimes. I'm for peace too, and it doesn't take anything off of that. But like, what am I to do? Then there's Afghan girls. Well, you can't go to school. Well, okay. You know what? Peacefully, we're going to hold up our signs because that's what a protest is a lot. And we are requesting, we are seeking, we want to do this peacefully without violence. And they're like, so let's head out and be peaceful doing that. No. We have our belief on the other side. We have our ways, and we insist. And one way has to end in the end. One way has to win in the end of all of that. Well, so where does it get ultimately? Well, try talking to him again. Well, in the meantime, you see, I can't go to school. Where's my future going? It's nice of you to say that, but when you're under that circumstance and everything, I mean, do we really need to go 10, 20, 50 years in the future and look at the result of that? No, man. Either we're going to have peace or you agree to that, but in the end, I'm my own person. I can speak for me. I'm a free person here. So what is it, Pope? Because you're a leader of my faith. A leader of my faith. But when you go off and say things, and I have something for you scripturally, a couple places. There's a time for war, a time for peace. Elsewhere, they will put down their plowshares in that day and pick up their swords. Elsewhere, our Christian faith teaching that one has a right to self-propagation when life is threatened. In other words, self-defense. And that there are things such as just wars. But respectfully, because I've seen you come out and you've done this many times about peace. Well, I want peace too, but there's different viewpoints. And you can't say that this is wrong. You can't. And so I've defended the cause. I've defended what I believe in. And the Trump administration's maneuver, which I totally agree with. And I know it comes at cost. There's details to work out, lesser thing. And when I say details, not minimize anything. Details, if you're listening to context out there about we agree totally in the 2 good reasons. I think he's of the same mind. You'd have to ask him, but of the 2 big reasons, it's kind of apparent to me. And that we're different. In other words, some of the details are going to be different. But that's what I wanted to say today. And I hope that it's helped to at least step back a little bit to think of what I'm saying. And if you want to debate, that's fine. But all of this, I mean, to me, it just ends the debate. I don't see how the Pope can ultimately say that under every circumstance. So I'd say to our Holy Father, our Pope, and my faith, that there's this. And if you're out there, and maybe we'll title this video a message to Holy Father, the Pope, about this issue or something to kind of reach. And if you're out there, maybe it helps, because you've come out many a time and talked about this and, no violence. And I mean, it's not that I'm attacking that way. Both are right. Okay. Peace and thanks be to God. Amen.